If you like what you see, please subscribe and like James's channel. Also, don't forget to click the bell icon so you'll be notified of future train videos.
Alright, I gotta be honest, I feel a little mean for doing this because these are sold out everywhere, but I hear they'll be back very soon, so I figure we better get a video up of the Tangent scale models, HO scale, 86 foot, high cube, double plug door box car. It's a Greenville Steel Car Company car, and I've got Conrail and DT&I here. I ordered these from Tangent scalemodels.com, so you can pick those up when they get back in stock. 24-inch radius if you didn't see the giant writing on here, but let's go ahead and dive in and unbox one of these now. Alright, so no paperwork, which I actually love. Very simple case. With a little plastic, which I love because I'm kind of a train hoarder and I run a lot of trains and I get tired of putting so much paperwork back in these things. A little bit of sticker there, but there's your DT&I unboxed. Pretty simple unboxing. I'll go ahead and get the Conrail out of the box too. We'll take a closer look at these. Alright, DT&I out of the box first. Don't know how, I always lose my pointer, but I always do, so screwdriver it is. But DT&I big on the side there. You've got the old scans of the 70s there on the car. I forget what they call them. Everybody reminds me every time. But you can see the rivet detail going down each end of the car here. But really where these cars tend to shine, in my opinion, is the double doors here. The double doors have separately applied bars that open those doors. You know, they secure the doors, so those are opening bars or whatever they call them. Print is really nice. It says do not move car unless all doors and interior bulk heads are locked. So do not load or unload this car unless all doors are open. So not only do you have the bars, but you also have the very fine detailed latches here that they actually spin to open up the doors once these bars are released. So that's very cool as well. Tangent, always known for their very high quality in rolling stock. Separately applied grabs on the end is going to be an obvious on this car. And you can probably see running down the bottom is the door tracks and the top. So the door tracks are even there. Separately applied parts so that the doors, as they come out, they kind of open and go along those tracks. These obviously aren't functional doors, but they did model that correctly as well. On this end, we have the connections, this really cool logo. You can really see from this angle just how the segmented parts come together on this car. It shows how the real car was built and how these are kind of segments that are put together by the car builder. On the end, and I gotta zoom out here, so trying to get a good look at the end, but you can see from this angle there's printing that's correct. There's a little crew platform, separately applied grabs here, a little area for placarding or whatever. I don't know what that is really there. Coupler cut lever, and the coupler itself, which I believe is KD. And then from this angle, you can really see that door depth. And you can see all the separately applied parts on the door, how it would open, even the molded parts and how there's different depths here versus the flat areas there. A raised area here, some raised area there. So pretty cool. Sorry for my lack of knowledge, but this is a very busy time in my life. Normally I study up and try to act like I know what I'm talking about, but I really just don't, and don't have time to study it in this case. So, due to the schedule, try to get a nice glare there so you can see the underbody detail, air reservoir for the brake lines, And you can see some brake chain detail at the end there. Actuates the brakes, I believe. And you see all the support elements underneath as well. Roof. Last thing we'll look at here. You can see the pattern of the roof as well. Very nice and metallic silver finish on that. I'm going to switch over to the Conrail just to show you something different. And you can see Conrail quality there. You still see these running occasionally. I caught some in Illinois. Just add some FRA reflective striping, do a little patchwork, some weathering. You're good to go for even modern day ops. But these cars are nice. So that's about all. I'm going to go into detail and make myself sound like a fool. So you see on that one, I didn't really show you on this one, but the brake wheel as well. The brake wheel platform. Should be pretty close to in focus right there. And brake wheel chain going down to underneath where that brake chain continues underneath and actuates, pulls that lever or that rod to do the braking. Alright, I have a handy dandy area here that tells me how long the car body is, very simply. And on this car body we're right around 12 inches, so this is a foot long car. And that's, you know, pretty much accurate because you got an 86 foot real length, so pretty cool there. But we use that to figure out how much the car should weigh and whether it meets NMRA standards. NMRA standards basically say that an HO scale car should weigh an ounce plus a half or an additional ounce per half inch of car. So in this case we have a 12-inch car, so it's 6 ounces plus 1 initial ounce, so it's 7. I'll dramatically pan over here to the scale, put the car down, and it exceeds NMRA standards. Now you don't have to worry about it exceeding, it just needs to meet. If it's below significantly, that can be a problem with the car getting traction, going through turnouts and such. So you want to make sure it weighs at least that, but it weighs significantly more than the NMRA recommended, which is fine. And we'll just check this one as well to double check. More than one car. Still 8 ounces and some change, so exceeds the NMRA standard. Alright, speaking of NMRA standards, what I like to do is also check coupler height. So I've got a coupler here. It's KD coupler height gauge, and it's always out of focus, it seems like, when it's in this setup here. But as you can see, the car is just slightly above what the gauge suggests, so a little bit of excess height there, and same on that end, so it's even. And we'll check the other car. It may be standard across all cars, but if I catch a discrepancy, I dig a little further in to see if we have an anomaly or maybe something that's regularly occurring. Okay, a little bit of an excess there. And that one's very close to spot on. So you might get a little mixed bag of luck on that, whether it is a little high, but those can be adjusted pretty easily. Alright, one of the last tests I do, there is one more after this, but it doesn't go with the NMRA really. This is just the compliance test with NMRA. Wheel sets, you want to make sure these are good because that can also cause derails and turnouts and such. All of those are engaged. I already checked the other car, those are engaged. So mostly compliant with NMRA with the weight and wheel sets. It's a little bit high on a few couplers. Alright, last but not least is the body wobble test. This is very sturdy. You don't get a lot of wobble at all considering how tall they are, so these are good to go. And for the rolling test, I think these will roll just fine. So they couple just fine. I think if you have a train of these, even though they aren't seen really in unit trains, you have to worry about coupler issues because couplers are all about the same height. They're just a little taller than the KD height gauge. So with that said, I will not be leaving with a run by because I have no layout, but I wanted you to see these. Mark your calendars, follow Tangent Scale Train, scalemodels.com, so you can see their delivery schedule when these come back out and seize the moment. You might find some retailers that have them. Otherwise, you're pretty much going to only see them on eBay at this point. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked them. Great products overall from Tangent. They never disappoint. We'll see you next time right here on my channel. Take care.